It's between us and Inter Milan. This is what many journalists are saying. There's obviously an option for Dybala to go to clubs like Atletico Madrid or clubs like Arsenal. But many journalists which report of Sky Sports have said that right now it's a 50-50 decision between Inter Milan and Roma, excluding all potential international destinations for Dybala. Journalists are saying this because they are convinced that Dybala wants to stay in Italy, doesn't want to change his experience yet, as much as obviously there will be a jump in experience from Juventus to his next club. Many journalists are saying that Dybala doesn't want an international experience right now, and that he would much rather continue in this area and in this beautiful country. Now, this leaves Dybala with a 50-50 decision path to take. Inter Milan or Roma. In this live stream, we'll talk about the offer which Roma have proposed. We'll talk about both Roma and Inter Milan and how both can suit Dybala. What Roma is trying to do to get Dybala, and what Inter Milan also their plans as well. There have been steps since the last time we talked about Dybala. The most important step from the last time we talked about this player is that Roma have actually presented a deal, an offer to Dybala's agents, and therefore Dybala as well. And Dybala has received an offer from us and an offer in Inter Milan, and he has asked for 20 to 30 day period of time to reflect and to decide his future. So we will potentially most probably know where Dybala will play in the next 20 to 30 days. Dybala has said it himself, he's announced it himself, he's asked both Roma and Inter Milan to have this amount of time to reflect on both offers and therefore come to a conclusion. So this is a situation which is evolving, ladies and gentlemen. This is not just a link up with this club anymore. This is a deal which has gotten in its juicy parts. This is a deal which, unlike many other deals, is processing into the financial parts of it. There has been an offer presented for Roma, so we're at that stage where this is not just, Dybala might be an option. This is the part of this deal where we've actually presented an offer to Dybala's agents, to Dybala himself, and need to try and beat Inter Milan's competition. Now, there have also been not just many updates, many evolutions in this situation, not just for our side, but also on Inter Milan's side, which in a way can also benefit Roma. And there is especially one thing which we'll talk about, which suggests something. But obviously, the first thing I want to talk about is the offer we presented Dybala's agents. And Dybala, obviously, he is a free agent. He decided to not renew his contract with Juventus. Therefore, we need to skip, the deals with Juventus and stuff. And we only need to focus on the wages and the amount of time of this contract. And up to now, Roma have just leaked. Many journalists are saying, not Roma, obviously. Many journalists are just saying the amount of time in this contract. No one has mentioned prices, no one has mentioned wages, not just on our side, but also Inter Milan's side. All we know right now is that both offers from AS Roma and Inter Milan have a 3-year contract in them. We can't really spend a lot of time talking about these contracts and these deals and these agreements, because as I said before, journalists are not saying what the wages in this deal are like, what both clubs are offering when it comes to the money side. All we know right now is that Roma have offered a 3-year contract for Dybala, and that Inter Milan have also offered a 3-year contract for Dybala. This is a situation where we have ups and downs on both sides. We have disadvantages and disadvantages on our side and on their side. And one of the most important disadvantages on our side, which is basically our only disadvantages, I'd say, because if we this season would have gotten top 4, then I think this deal would not even be close to compare us against Inter Milan. The only problem, the only struggle right now is not the wages anymore, because we've discussed how much, yes, obviously we can't spend a limited amount of money, but we've also discussed how much the Fredkins are changing the philosophy of this club, and they aren't owners which are here to set objectives, which are here to tell Mourinho what to do. They are owners which are trying to put this, are trying basically to make Roma a more famous image. And what do you need to do by this? You need to buy big players. And many journalists are actually saying that big players are expected to come. One big player is expected to come in this transfer market for Roma. Will it be Dybala? We don't know. There is definitely this new approach to the transfer market for the Fredkins. Now, the biggest disadvantage on our side is, I'd say, the only disadvantage on our side, which is Champions League football. Obviously, we are playing in the Europa League next season, and Inter Milan are playing in the Champions League next season. That is the only disadvantage on our side, and unfortunately it's a pretty big disadvantage, because I think, obviously Dybala would much rather play in the Champions League than the Europa League, but if we talk about other advantages and disadvantages, which we're going to do right now, we can kind of see how Roma is put in a better position than Inter Milan if you ignore this position place. But the fact that we are in a Europa League and Inter Milan are in a Champions League definitely does play a big part. We can't hide the fact that Dybala would much rather play in the Champions League than the Europa League. But I think this is a big disadvantage on our side, 100%. Dybala would much rather want to play in the Champions League than the Europa League. But we need to talk about the other, kind of the other advantages and disadvantages as well, because what Roma is doing here is that they are really, 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 really tempted on this deal. There has been a lot of contacts between the Fredkins and Dybala'S agents in the last couple of days. Totti has met Dybala last Monday, and Totti and Roma have kind of agreed that if Dybala comes to Roma, the number 10 jersey, will go to him. Now, this is something big. You might think, oh well, who cares? Why would there ever be a discussion about the number but that Dybala could potentially wear? It is a big deal, because as soon as Totti retired, Roma have actually retired and kind of gotten the number 10, which obviously belonged to the King of Rome, outside of the club. Basically, as soon as Totti announced that he was gonna retire from football, Roma have decided that they would also not assign the number 10 jersey to anyone else, as respect to what Totti did to this club. But Totti and Roma have found an agreement together. They both fully agree that if Dybala comes, he should get the number 10, and this is big. Number 10 is something which represents Totti in this club. And what does Totti represent in this club? A king, a legend, a hero. And therefore you have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of honor to wear that shirt. But obviously that is the minor detail of this deal. Obviously, something which Dybala has personally said is that he is very attracted by the passion of our club, and that he is also very tempted to be managed by a manager like Mourinho. And now that there is such enthusiasm after this Conference League trophy, which is a trophy which Roma have won after 14 years, the enthusiasm is growing. Dybala has seen I don't really know this, but Dybala has most probably seen the reaction of the fans as soon as he won the Conference League. In fact, when there was a parade with the bus, many fans, because there were basically 3 buses. On the first bus, there were the players. On the second bus, it was the managers and the staff and Mourinho. And on the third bus, during the parade a few days ago, there were the Fredkins and Thiago Pinto. So kind of the ownership of the club. And the fans, which were around these buses, at a certain point started shouting, "Thiago Pinto, buy us Dybala," something like that. And seeing how much it means for these fans to have Dybala in their team, seeing the passion. Dybala has said it many times that he is basically always seen this club as one of the most passionate clubs ever, and he's tempted to have a go at it. And speaking about Inter Milan, these are basically what we're presenting towards Dybala, right? This is what Roma have on their table to present towards Dybala. A 3-year contract, which has been the offer which Roma have proposed to Dybala. You know, Mourinho as a manager is a big hit. Enthusiasm after a trophy. The attraction of Dybala to the passion of these fans, and also Totti and Roma have agreed that if he comes, he should get the number 10. Which for any new people, as I said before, got away from as soon as Totti retired, Roma announced that they would basically prohibit anyone from wearing it, a sign of respect for what Totti did to the club. So these are all the things which Roma are presenting towards Dybala, and all the things which Dybala will be reflecting on in these next 20 to 30 days before reaching a final answer. On the other side, we've got Inter Milan, who just like us are offering a 3-year contract, and they are playing in the Champions League. And this is definitely one of the most important things which Dybala will focus on: Champions League football. After this, I'd definitely say, if you remove the Champions League factor from this, Dybala would be literally one step away from us. It is that Champions League thing which is kind of an obstacle between us and them. Because right now, something which in the last couple of hours have kind of slowed down Inter's demands and Inter's desire to buy Dybala is the fact that the Inter ownership have understood that basically there is a chance of getting Romelu Lukaku back into the team. And what they're doing right now is that they're prioritizing Lukaku's return, and they've kind of put aside this Dybala situation. So the Dybala situation on Inter Milan's side is standby, because Inter Milan in these last couple of hours have received positive vibes, we can call it, about Lukaku's return in the Serie A to the club which he loves. Now, Lukaku, we all know how much he loves Inter Milan, and how much, it was like a few months ago, there was an interview of him showing the desire of him and basically being free to reduce his wages to get back to Milan, in the club where last season he won the Scudetto. And Inter Milan in these last couple of hours were gathering information on how to get Lukaku back. You know, the fact that he has announced that he will be cutting his wages for a potential return, that he is hating life at Chelsea, fairly speaking. So this is a situation which Inter Milan are very interested in, and it is also a situation which are putting Lukaku's return to Inter Milan in a more important position than Inter Milan being interested in Dybala. And right now, Inter Milan are kind of prioritizing this. They're prioritizing Lukaku's return. They all want Lukaku back, and they've put the Dybala deal on a side, and they're all concentrating on this. Now, if Lukaku comes, that is basically a free path for Dybala to Roma, because Inter Milan are a club which can't be spending a limited amount of money this summer, because they need to sell players. And basically, apart from Perisic, who is a free agent, they aren't selling anyone else. They're not planning to selling anyone else. And therefore, how do they get the money? So if they buy Lukaku, then I can't expect them buying Dybala as well. This is definitely something which is leaning, we can say, is counter. Well, right, let's have it. What you need to do right now is visualize a balance where Dybala is, where we've got Roma on one side and Inter Milan on that side. We're equal right now because the offer is equal. 3-year contracts from both sides. It's equal. The fact that we are playing Champions League football is putting Inter Milan, on a more advantageous side. But the fact that they're prioritizing Lukaku and they want Lukaku before anything kind of rebalances stuff. Then obviously there is the fact that Dybala used to play for Juventus, which are the biggest rivals of Inter Milan. And in his farewell match, which was a couple of weeks ago, Dybala said that apparently many fans say that when Dybala kind of went around and said farewell to everyone, goodbye to everyone, Apparently many Juventus fans are saying that he has said, I will never join Inter Milan. And if he does join Inter Milan, that would be, that would kind of betray Juventus, which are their biggest rivals. So, that puts a lot of pressure, we can call it, on Dybala, because he knows that if he joins Inter Milan, Juventus fans won't like it. Juventus fans will feel betrayed. And the third thing, which we can definitely talk about, is the fact that Inter Milan are one step away from buying our Mkhitaryan. So, this links to what we said before, that Inter Milan won't be spending much money this summer. If they already buy Mkhitaryan, they have got Çalhanoğlu. That means that if they buy Dybala as well, Mkhitaryan would basically fall as third option in that team. And yes, football nowadays is all about money, so Mkhitaryan knows that the only reason why he's most probably will be joining Inter Milan is because of money. Because he knows that at Inter Milan he will not be playing. Like, he knows this. Inzaghi has said to Mkhitaryan, we're gonna offer more money than what Roma does to you, but just, know that Çalhanoğlu is gonna have more priority than you. That puts Mkhitaryan as second option in case Çalhanoğlu gets injured. If Inter Milan buy Dybala as well, Mkhitaryan falls third option. And yes, this doesn't affect Dybala, but this kind of affects your other deal, which is Mkhitaryan. If Dybala goes to Inter Milan, Mkhitaryan knows that he should not have left Roma. I mean, should he? Football nowadays is all about money. Football has evolved in such a way where players only think about money. Because Mkhitaryan knows this. Mkhitaryan knows that he will not be playing at Inter. He will have a similar impact as Kolarov. Kolarov joined Inter from Roma and never played a match. Obviously, Mkhitaryan won't have the same, impact, because Mkhitaryan is a more creative player than Kolarov, obviously. But Mkhitaryan knows that he is already a second option. If Dybala joins Inter, he falls third option. So, if Dybala was to join Inter Milan, then we could potentially see Mkhitaryan say no, and us keeping Mkhitaryan. You see, I think, to conclude, I think both sides have valid advantages and both sides have valid disadvantages. Our biggest advantage is definitely Mourinho, definitely how much Dybala's attracted to, the passion of our fans, and he said this himself. The fact that Totti has said that he's willing to give Dybala his old number 10, these are all definitely advantages on our side. Inter Milan have a massive advantage, which is the Champions League. That puts an obstacle when it comes to Roma. But other than that, I don't really see Dybala being closer. You see, I think if we remove the Champions League factor, right, I think Dybala would be way closer than us to them. It's that Champions League football which I think poses an obstacle to us. When it comes to when it comes to the money we're offering, we've said it. Inter will most probably be offering a tiny bit amount of money. Don't expect Inter to offer way more money than us, because that is totally bullshit. Inter have said that they can't be spending a lot of money this summer. And also, we've discussed how much the Fredkins are changing the philosophy of this club, wanting to put this brand, this club, in the vision of more international fans. If you want to do this, you need to buy bigger players. Like Dybala is a perfect option. And to buy these bigger players, the Fredkins have understood that you need more money. So when it comes to economic and financial side, yes, Inter might be offering a tiny bit more than Roma. But that is not the most important thing to worry about. The most important thing to worry about, as Roma fans right now, is Champions League football. And that will be, I think, definitely one of the most important factors which Dybala will think about. New people who've entered this live stream, Dybala has asked both sides, Roma and Inter Milan, to have a 20 to 30 day period of reflection, assessing advantages and disadvantages on both sides, and then in 20 30 days we will know where Dybala will play. That is the situation right now. The most important thing to understand is that this is a valid, there's a deal going on. This is not a rumor anymore. This is not, oh, there's a potential link between Roma. This is not that anymore. We've passed that part of this deal. This deal has now gotten in the stages where something big is being processed. Roma really have shown that they are tempted and they want to buy Dybala. They want it. This is not a rumor anymore. This is a valid deal. Roma and Inter Milan have both shown that they have an interest in him, and both clubs have proposed an offer towards Dybala and his agents. And in the next 20 to 30 days, we will know where Dybala will play. And yeah, this is basically all we know right now. In 20 to 30 days, we will then, be focusing on Dybala again. If Dybala if in 20 to 30 days, we will know if Dybala will join us or Inter Milan. It's as simple as that. The next couple of weeks, now that the Serie is over, Thiago Pinto's going to put himself to work. He's going to see, he's going to assess, he's going to gather information, more information, and kind of also gather what Dybala wants, if he wants something, the amount of money he wants and stuff. But just beware about one thing. If Dybala doesn't come to us, 99%, this is not just me saying this is experts who do this as a job, journalists, Sky Sport journalists, Fabrizio Romano as well, have said that if Dybala doesn't come, Roma need to expect a big player to come either way because of the new philosophy of the Fredkins, just like the Mourinho deal. No one was expecting it. And as soon as the Fredkins came, what did they do? They brought Mourinho as manager. No one was expecting this. And you see, we need to expect something like this to happen again. And if it's not Dybala, I reckon we will buy just one big player. And as I said before, this is not just me saying this. This is experts gathering information about the new philosophy of the Fredkins. So lads and lasses, I will catch you tomorrow with another live stream. If you haven't already, smash the subscribe button. Let me read some comments and then I'll end the stream. Did you see Mourinho's comment on Abraham's post on Instagram? Abraham said he came and they believed and they won. Oh yeah. He said Europa League next. Who knows? Hopefully. Premier League is more close to Dybala. It's hard to convince him to come to Roma. That's not 100% true, because many Sky Sport journalists are saying that right now Dybala would much rather continue in the Serie A, and that Inter Milan and Roma are in the two valid options right now. Who is closer to getting it? Both teams have valid advantages, and it's really hard right now to kind of understand what Dybala's going. Genuinely, it is really hard to see who is an advantage. Obviously, Inter Milan have got Champions League football, but we've got a lot of other advantages. And Dybala knows something which is a massive disadvantage of Inter Milan. Dybala knows deep down in his heart that if he accepts the Inter Milan deal, his club, which have loved him, which have made him the player who is now, the fans of that club, the owners of that club, the players of that club, which is Juventus, will feel betrayed. That is definitely something Dybala will think about. So we have to wait for 1 month and pray for a man that stay on the bench with the fourth Italian Serie A and a player that never do nothing in Europe and with his nation. But we are crazy or what? Dybala is not that. Dybala is better than that. I mean, you're describing Dybala as if he's fucking Vino or something. He's the massive player. He will not be sitting on the bench if he comes to Roma. That is 100% true. And also, imagine a trio: Dybala, Pellegrini, and Tammy Abraham. That is goals galore. Don't want to be negative, but I think Champions League football will be the decider on where Dybala. That is definitely a big factor, 100%. But who knows? Are you mid-Italian? Why do you speak so good in Italian when Roma score? I am Italian. I'm not mid-Italian. I am 100% Italian. I just go to an English school since I was 6 years old. So yeah, but I am Italian. I live in Rome. I'm Italian 100%. Hassan, what do you think about Mkhitaryan to Inter? It's I don't know. If we buy better players, if we, for example, Dybala, if we were to buy Dybala, then obviously Mkhitaryan can go. You know, I think Mkhitaryan is coming towards the end of his career. When it comes to Mkhitaryan himself, he's just doing this because of money, and he knows it himself. But I think, you know, he needs to do what he wants. If he wants more money, then yeah. But I think he is coming towards the end of his career. You see, we can't expect, and plus we can't hide the fact that Mkhitaryan is, you know, gets injured quite a lot. So that is definitely a decider in that as well. I wonder if Tammy could encourage Kante or Jorginho to Roma. Maybe some other young. I've said it many times. If Kante comes to Roma, you know, new people here, Kante is my favourite football player. I see football through Kante's eyes as no one has ever done. Kante is my favourite player, and I've said this. If Kante comes to Roma, I will build and I will create a national park for this plant. I've said this, and I will do that. But who knows? I mean, many people are saying that one big player will need to be expected. So who knows? If it's not Dybala, who knows? He won't go to Roma. He's going to be a traitor and sell his soul to Inter Milan. This is Tyler Smith. Captain Pellegrini brought the European Cup to Rome, and some fans ask for Dybala. These fans don't merit this team. No respect even for a great captain that give everything for the team and merit the 10. Dybala's 20, not 31. Yes. Tell me outside of Italy who want Dybala. Why you're Rubentus doesn't renovate. If we get Dybala, then please sell Zaniolo, Cristante and get Ruben Neves. A nice overview. I'm really hoping he chooses us. Finger crossed. Thank you very much. I really hope to as well. Damiano, 100% agree on that. Dybala to Chelsea, says Ez Eleki. If you want to win big trophies, you bring players like Dybala. Simple as that, says Victor 35. Spurs are close. They have money and 3 ex-Juventus players. In fact, speaking about Dybala and Spurs, I've read something. In fact, I'll find this again before ending this stream. It was a few days ago, so I'm not sure if I'll see it again. But there was something between Fabrizio Romano, which he posted, which I wanted to share with you guys, which said that there is nothing going on between Tottenham and Dybala. I can't find it right now because it was more than 24 hours ago. But it was it. You know, we've got right now. What Dybala's thinking is and comparing is Roma and Inter Milan. Nothing else. He said it himself. He wants to continue his Serie A experience. And it's between Roma and Inter Milan. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we can't say anything else about Dybala. In 20 to 30 days, we will see where Dybala plays. If he plays for us, obviously, there will be a massive live stream. If he plays for them, you know, who knows. Yeah, 20 to 30 days, we'll know. If you haven't already, lads and lasses, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, follow me on Instagram over there. In the yellow box, it's Simon_AS_. And